All right, welcome back, everybody. There are several different elements to create a memorable wedding, and today our guests have great ideas for making this special day, and all that goes on with it runs so smoothly, because you know the brides out there are always nervous on their wedding day, right? And that is why we have Annette Joseph here telling us how to get it done. And there's also a special event happening on Sunday that we're going to get to as well. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Okay, so this table, I don't know if you could tell, but Joe, can you scoop down here for a second? Because this is actually a chandelier.
It is.
I love that. That's so different for the dessert table.
Well, there's an event going on Sunday at West Elm, and it's a bridal registry launch. And if you can believe it, West Elm has never had a bridal registry before.
That's so crazy.
I know. It seems like it should have. So on Sunday, they're throwing the ultimate party. And I've been working with West Elm. I have a cookbook called Picture Perfect Parties, and I'll be there signing my book, but we'll also have 1 million local vendors there. And you know, every bride wants to make her day super special.
And different.
Exactly. So there'll be these very unique vendors, like we'll have Victory Blooms that does these amazing florals. We're going to have local vendors, and we're going to have vendors like Minted, which are these beautiful invitations.
Leah, look at these invitations, because, I mean, honestly, when I planned my wedding, I said to Jen earlier, I look at this table and I'm like, uh-oh, my wedding has 0 class, because I think this is gorgeous display in just a matter of, in like a half hour. I mean, seriously, though, because sometimes when you're doing it alone, you're just so daunted. It's such an emotional experience, and you're nervous about all of the details. Devil's in the details.
Exactly true. And so on Sunday, the cool thing about West Elm is they really embrace the local community of vendors. And this is a great way to introduce a lot of brides to these wonderful vendors. Blue Eyed Yonder is going to be bringing all these amazing vintage things. Of course, there are wonderful things at West Elm that you can use and we can suggest. These are great little takeaway gifts. Actually, I like these soaps so much that I would build my wedding theme around the graphic.
Okay, because that's what I was going to ask you. How would you recommend to a bride? They're like scrounging around for an idea. You always start off with that theme. How do you figure that out?
Well, I think, you know, I'm a girl that loves a theme. So it depends a lot on your location, sort of who you are as a person, and that's what's so cool about Sunday's event is that if you want to have very unique things at your wedding that no one else is going to have, you'll get to meet all these vendors and do very special things.
So I love this. So we talked about the invitations already. We talked about the flowers. We talked about the fun little tables and ways that you could put the risers on your
you know it's a riser. That's great. Yeah, you can take trays and you can use them. And that's actually a lot of what my book is about, is that it's about taking everyday things and making them really special. So that's part of the idea of your own wedding.
And sometimes it's stuff that you already have. And you, and you could just repurpose it.
Absolutely.
Right,
of course.
So I love this idea. I love, love, love this chandelier for the dessert table. Well, and look at these scrumptious desserts.
I know, this is from Dessert Hag, which, by the way, or Cake Hag. I absolutely love that name, Cake Hag.
That's so
very cute. And they're very cute ladies. And these are actually croissants. So they're like donuts, but croissants. And they have, caramel and bacon on them. Ooh, and these ladies are amazing. They do gluten-free wedding cakes, which for me, I love that idea that there are so many cool choices now with how you do your wedding cake.
And also, this is the trend still, to have like these little mini desserts as a part of your dessert table.
Exactly. You can do a big dessert table. You can come out and meet the Cake Hags will be there.
On Sunday.
And you'll be able to try cakes.
Okay, so we talked about invitations, flowers, desserts, and now we go to favors.
So yeah, it's really nice to do some takeaway things. So if you have something a little more rustic, then you can use these types of items. Right, exactly. Yeah. And I will tell you that on Sunday, I've designed 5 different tables with the staff of West Elm, and they are 5 different looks. We've got rustic looks, we've got very formal looks, we've got modern looks. So there will be a myriad of ideas. So that if you were asking about a theme, this is a good way to figure out what your theme might be.
I think that's the initial struggle.
Right.
And it's so hard to visualize everything, so 5 different themes is so perfect for the bride and the groom to just kind of peruse and just make sure that they're picking the right thing for them, because it only happens once.
And speaking of picking things, I will be helping brides pick all of their essentials that they need for their pantry. Because sometimes it's a little daunting to figure out what you need as far as basics go and how basics can go to formal. So it back to using what you have.
Okay.
I'll be helping
and I
you with
love this stuff. So let me tell you a little bit more about the event that's happening on Sunday. It's at the Atlantic Station, West Elm. It starts at noon, correct?
12 to 4.
It ends at 4 p.m. and so many local vendors are going to be there. If you are getting married, this is the place that you want to be on Sunday. And Annette is going to be there with her book, having a book signing as well.
I am.
And teaching you just how to get really settled after you're married too, because that pantry stuff, let me tell you, that's important.
It is important.
Just stop by when you're married, right? And Joseph, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Jen, back to you.
I love it. Thank you so much. Well,